This video has taken blood, sweat, tears, time, and resources to film for you, but I'm still very excited about it. I think that this is an awesome clan boss team for your very first Unkillable team. I think it's very accessible with champions, and I'm super pumped to share it with you, so let's jump right in. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here, and we have a sweet clan boss team for you today. As far as I know, no popular, no English-speaking YouTubers have covered this team, and there's a good reason for that. Okay, but thanks to my dude TVRU, fellow clanmate, we have been working together on this team for a couple weeks now, prepping it, getting the champions ready, figuring out all the details, and most importantly, translating it from Russian, okay? There's a smaller YouTuber who does videos in Russian. I think his name translates as Uncle O, but honestly, I have no idea because I don't speak Russian. But I will link the original video in the description of this video, so check that out if you're interested. Shout out to him. Thank you so much for coming up with this. But, you know, I'm happy to showcase this here in English for you guys. Hopefully it will be helpful to you. So let's jump into the team and start talking about it. This is an Ultra Nightmare capable team with accessible champions. That is the most important thing here. Haikatoon everybody gets. Renegade is a rare, and lots of people have Demytha. Okay, from the latest fusion, and it's 2x voids this weekend. Okay, so well, you're watching this past weekend. Wait, I don't know when this is gonna post. So, well, regardless, if you have Demytha, you probably have these two champions as well. And I think that Brogni and Geo can be interchanged with other damage dealers. Okay, this could be anybody in here, but I don't think Ninja will work. Just as a heads up. Because this is so tight on the speeds, which we will go over, okay? Now, this is a very interesting team, okay? Very interesting team. Let's come in here and switch up this with Brogni and the shield. So we want to prioritize this first. Okay, and I think that'll breed a little bit better results. Oh, we need to save it. Okay, so let's come in here and get started with this. Actually, let me go over the rest of the team setup here since we're right here on this screen. With Haikatoon, you are going to want her A3 shut off, and she's at 222 speed. I'll go over all the gear and everything at the end of the video. Geo, he can do his abilities, however, he's at 221. The Brogni spot, you saw how I prioritized here. He's at 194. Demytha is the second fastest in this comp, and she's at 224. She needs to prioritize this one right here, and yes, she has to have all of her books. The cooldowns on both of these are super important, and if you don't have both of them, it will mess with the timing, okay? And then set this as your opener here. Renegade is the fastest at 239. I think she can also be 238. The rest of the speeds, there's no movement. And then she just does her opener here on her A1 first, okay? Now let's go ahead and magic is the worst affinity for this clan boss. I'll explain that in a second. But this team is full auto, okay? This team is full auto, which is a beautiful thing to have. Now, it doesn't sink in right away, just like the majority of clan boss teams. So you're going to be, you're not going to be protected here at the beginning of the fight, but that is okay. Demytha's even going to heal you back out. With her crazy awesome ability here. So this will sink in, and then we'll be good to go. And hopefully I made the correct choice with Brogni. I really wanted to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible, and That looks good, but I don't know once it sinks in if that's going to be the right order, but I believe so. Okay. Sometimes, you do the theory and then you have to actually test it to make sure. Okay. So, a couple important things here. All right. This is not 100% unkillable team. That's why I call it your first unkillable team. You will be protected from both AoEs, but not from the stun. Okay, the stun is going to do the most amount of single target damage, obviously, and you're going to need to build whoever your champions are. See Haikatoon taking the stun there. You're going to need to build whoever you're going to have take the stun very tanky, okay? And that's why this is not a great team to showcase here for Magic Affinity, but it is what it is. This is the one that we have. So I think Brogni settled into the wrong rotation here, but you can mess around with it. You might not even have Brogni on your account, but let's see what it ends up being. Okay, so you can see there we're fully protected there. And then we're going to take a couple turns, and then we're going to be fully protected again for the next AoE, as well as all of the AoEs. But the issue with this is that you are not going to be protected from the stun. Okay, you're not going to be protected from the stun, which makes it maybe not the best team ever, but the whole point of this team is to unlock Ultra Nightmare for you, so that until you get more champions, you can still do Ultra Nightmare, okay? Now, this should be a 4 or a 3 key, depending on, number 1, your gear, and number 2, your level of commitment with your masteries, okay? So far on this team, we have 3 out of 5 with all their masteries. We're still missing 2 full complete masteries, and we're missing them on Renegade for sure, but also we are missing them on, I want to say Haikatoon is the other one. So the reason why I like this team is because it's accessible, right? This is going to be a great team for your first team. And if you can build your stun targets very defensively, you need about 4,500 defense, then they will actually survive until turn 50 alongside the whole team. Now, we don't have that level of gear on this account in order to do that, okay? But when we get to the end of the run, you will be able to see the gear. And once he gets masteries on all of these champions, you will also be able to get to that 4 key number that we're looking for, which is about 18 million is a good 4 key number. But right now, we don't have masteries on all of our champions, and that's leading to quite a bit less damage than what we'd be able to accomplish with those masteries. That War Master damage really makes a big difference, okay? And then once you get another champion, you can easily switch the gear, update the speeds on a couple champions, and then have a fully unkillable team. You could, there's just so many different teams, it's hard to say which one you would upgrade to. Like if you pulled a Maneater, then you could do the Maneater Demytha team. If you upgraded some more champions, you could do a bunch of different teams. It's just, this is the first possible unkillable team with this champion pool. There's no Seeker, there's no Deacon, there's no Maneater on this account. There's no Tower, there's no Warcaster. It's just the only unkillable champion we have is Demytha, and what do you do in that case? The only part of the puzzle we have is Demytha, so this is the team that you can make with this. Now, if you have better gear, then you're going to get more damage out of this. If you have the same type of gear as TV, then you're going to get a similar amount of damage. So keep that in mind, and we will have some tips and tricks, but we're definitely not going to make it till turn 50 here. 100% we're not going to. But we will make it halfway or more, depending on those crits from the boss on the stun. Now, what you want to do is you want Brogni's shield to last for the stun, and that's the whole goal for that, okay? Now, I don't know. Maybe I just need to mess with the skill priority a little bit more in order to get this full shield to last. But we're down to like the smaller shield for Haikatoon taking the stun there. Okay, so we want the biggest version of the shield to be on Haikatoon. So this definitely has room for improvement in this comp. And I think that's just a matter of that skill priority. Getting Brogni to do his abilities at the right time is very helpful. Now, as far as Geomancer in this team, it's not ideal, but he's still a good damage dealer. Okay, he's still a good damage dealer. Like, block damage and Brogni do not go well because you can see all those zeros at the top of the screen. Normally, those would be numbers. They're not going to be huge, but they add up to a considerable amount of damage. So, if you were able to pull a Maneater or something to go alongside here, then that would actually add a lot of damage because you'd be taking those hits instead of having the damage blocked. You're just unkillable, which there is a big difference between unkillable and block damage. So, Haikatoon heals back up, takes those shields, and then obviously on the different affinities, you're going to have different targets, okay? Geo is going to get targeted on Spirit, and he's also going to get targeted on the red clan boss, I believe, as well, okay? So, Renegade never gets targeted, Demytha never gets targeted. On the red clan boss, obviously, it's going to target Brogni. Okay, Brogni is the best one, so you should be getting the most amount of damage out of the red boss. And you can see here, we're at turn 30. We're already at 13 million. And after the run, I'm going to tell you ways to improve this team that we were not able to do just yet. But the first one is to work on the order of Brogni's abilities. And that will be helpful in, surviving longer, okay? It's like almost like a hybrid between the Infinity comp and an Unkillable team. It's like a hybrid between the two, which is very, very interesting. Now, we're at over 14 million here, so I guess it's possible that we could survive till maybe turn 40. But, I mean, there's Haikatoon taking a big stun. Demytha's going to cleanse it off so that your stun target doesn't get out of order, which just is so brilliant in the timing of this team. All right, we're at 15 million. Perfect. And keep in mind, we're missing masteries on 2 champions. So if we end up short of our 18 million goal, then we will actually be able to accomplish that once we have the masteries finished, okay? And I'll show you that all in a minute as well. You have been noticing some poisons here. Putting someone in a toxic set is an excellent way to add more damage. Actually, our Haikatoon is in the toxic set, and that was just due to the gloves having like the best stats for her. They ended up defense percent on the gloves with speed and accuracy, I think, if I remember correctly. So definitely put somebody in a toxic set if you're not running a poisoner. But like Fane, for example, would be a good person to put in this team, but you'd have to build her defensively as well. So we're definitely gonna. This is a 4 key right here, guys. This is a 4 key right here. I'm very, very pleased with this outcome. I don't think we're going to make it all the way to turn 50, but I have yet to actually test this on Magic. Most of our testing was done on Spirit Affinity, and that was tough because trying to get the speed tune right while you have decreased speed on is very difficult. So in order to get up to a 3 key, you would need, what, 23 million approximately? 23 million? 24 million to be safe. And that would get you to a 3 key. So I definitely think a 3 key is possible when the gear is upgraded. And then obviously you could change this with different champions moving forward. So I'm pleased with the outcome. I'm very pleased with the outcome. This might be a 3 key once we just get masteries on here. Like, we're already almost at 20 million here. This has exceeded my expectations. And there, Haikatoon goes down. So we're going to lose the increased speed. And that's going to make the comp fall apart. But he does still need damage for the day. So we're going to let this through here. 19.7, 19.99 million, 11-minute even run. You can see Brogni doing the majority of the damage here. Or excuse me, Geo doing the majority of the damage here. He's even better now than before. And then Brogni actually not doing as much as what I would like. And Demytha just does no damage, basically. Renegade with no masteries. Haikatoon surprisingly doing some damage here. Let's go take a look at these champions and see where we're at. Okay, so here are the total stats for Brogni. We had 51k HP, 2400 defense, a little bit of crit stats, a little too much accuracy. Here are his masteries, and I am covering those up. So let's hop to the middle, wait for OBS to load back, and there you have a little bit different masteries with the support tree over here, but pretty typical for War Master. I'm surprised Brogni didn't do more than that, but you know, it's all good. Here's Demytha's total stats. That nothing on her really matters except for the speed. Like, she's not going to do damage for you. And then she has masteries here. Am I blocking? No, not really. She has counterattack masteries. I don't think that they actually trigger. She's not losing damage most of the time. But, you know, you got to take some kind of masteries on her. And I'm not sure. I guess maybe the support tree for the healing could be a good idea. I don't know. Let me know if you have a preference on Demytha's masteries. But it's the offense tree that matters the most. Geo here. Here's his total stats. And you can see I did focus quite a bit on defense, the 2700 here. And that is because he needs to be survivable, right? Once we upgrade the gear on these teams as well, they will survive even better. Okay, Brogni's gear is upgraded, but he could use some different pieces. And then Geo over here needs all of his accessories upgraded and or new ones replaced on them. But he does have that same War Master over here as well. Now, as for Haikatoon, you can see that she's in the Toxic set. She has a resistance chest because I just needed it for the speed in the accuracy set. But we ended up not getting enough accuracy for other content. So it's possible I could switch that out. But honestly, I think that this was the only thing that could make it work with these speeds. So once we get more gear, we could switch this to a defense % chest, specifically for the magic affinity. And then obviously upgrading these as well, or finding, you know, a defense banner over here or an HP banner would be really helpful. Upgrading this or finding a different one with better defensive substats. You know, definitely a lot of ways to improve this. And then here's the unfinished masteries. It is odd that she got targeted since we do have the Steadfast. The Steadfast is supposed to prevent her from getting targeted, but maybe that's just on other clan boss. I'm not sure 100% there because it was in Russian, but he did say that this was important, okay? And then over here on Renegade, she is still not 6-starred. I mean, she's 6-starred, but not ascended. But once that happens, we should finish the masteries as well and come down here to War Master. I don't think I showed the total stats for Haikatoon, but here, her speed is just the only thing that's important. Let me just show Haikatoon's total stats here. 3,200 defense, and you saw how far that lasted us. The more defense that you have on your stun target, the longer you're going to last, and the more damage you're going to deal. But you just have to have that on whoever's going to take the stun, okay? Now, in this team, you have the possibility of Haikatoon, Brogni, and Geo all taking the stun, depending on the affinity of the clan boss. And then So you just want to build them with as much defense as possible. As you can see, defense, speed, crit rate, crit damage. I mean, really just the speed. The HP percent would have been nice as well. Like, as you can see, her HP is pretty low here at 24k. So we definitely need to work on getting that up. If we could find an HP percent chest, that might be ideal actually for her. There's not really any HP stats on any of her gear. So with a little bit more work, this is going to be an easy 3-key Ultra Nightmare, which is huge progress on anyone's account. So what do you guys think of the next gen Unkillable team? That was my Russian friend's name for the team, so I'm just going to keep that and go alongside of him with this comp. Let me know what you think. Are you going to be building this? Was this helpful to you? I think this is the most accessible Unkillable team for any player at this current time in the game. So hopefully you can build this on your account as well, and that way you can start hitting Ultra Nightmare right away. I've been MtgJedi. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks again to Uncle O and TVRU for this awesome team. And I will see you guys in the next video. More videos will be popping on screen. If you're interested, go ahead and take a look at those. Have a great day.